All right, welcome back to Chilling in the Cut. I'm here. I'm your host, Johnny Coltrane, aka Dylan, aka I don't even know all the alias. I'm here with my boy JP. JP, what's happening, man?
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah,
It's
man.
the evil world we live in.
Are you you going by different aliases nowadays? Because
Man, JP, JPD, JD, whatever
J-
works, man.
JPD. I like that. That sounds like a JPD is a serious. You got when you do that, that means you somebody, right? If you just go by two initials, that just you light. You go by three, and you that motherfucker JFK. You know what I'm saying? Who think about it? What's the top three? Or not top three, but everybody that's known by three initials: JFK, um,
DR or Art.
FDR,
There you go.
um, Run DMC. Wait, DMC, right? Right?
HBK, Heartbreak Kid.
Is
Who was
that
that? My man, Shawn Michaels. Is that?
MLK? Right? You
There you
feel me?
go. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I'm probably leaving some off the table, bro. Like three letter identifiers are go hard, bro.
Hey,
Uh,
we come with purpose, man. That's all.
Pause.
Come on, brother.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
So look, we gotta do it. I'm over here laughing like your boy. Not what's the other dude, Mace. But anyway, we're
Uh,
gonna be talking about something that I've talked about many times on my podcast, and I'm really conflicted about. So we're gonna get into the Tyler Perry lawsuit, which I haven't done a deep dive into, but we're gonna dive into it real quick. We're going to talk about Collin Murray draft and his girlfriend, who basically kind of sort of went somewhat viral after the draft for what she was wearing. And I think that the comments about her on social during that, I thought that was a little interesting. So I brought on JP to talk about that because he's kind of a Casanova, a connoisseur of all things pause. You feel me? And speaking of Tyler Perry, there's a lot of pausing. You know what I mean?
definitely.
There's a lot of pausing. So anyway, so did you hear about this story?
Yeah. I mean, I was concerned because I'm like, that's your guy. So I had to check in with you. The guy that knows everything, Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
there we go. So yeah, that's
yeah,
me.
bro. It's a little confusing, but I'm just wondering why everybody's so surprised.
So when you say surprise, what do you mean? Why shouldn't we be surprised?
Come on, man.
No, tell me. Come on, keep it a buck. Why shouldn't we be surprised?
I'm not gay no more.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Everybody knows what it is with TP, man.
yeah.
We even the Boondocks predicted it a long time ago. I don't know if you heard about that, but that episode actually had to get taken down because they made
Mm-mm.
just like the Simpsons, they predicted the future. That's what I say. Do your research, people.
I'm about to Boondocks. uh oh, look! I put
Look,
it. You know,
see?
you ever you see it? Oh, you don't see it. I
Nah,
put
you
it.
gotta put it on the screen.
I look. Dog, okay, I will put it on. See, hold on. How I do this? I'm in my. You know how when you type into Google and it
Uh-huh.
finished it up for you.
Yeah,
All I
yeah,
did was I put Boondocks and said Tyler Perry episode.
Boom. Boom.
Sweat I got. Sweat I got. Hold on. I don't know how to. Let me see. How do you do just my generic? Uh, I don't know how to do my new tab shit. Well,
Bro,
okay.
all I know
We'll do
is
it right here. We'll do it like. Can you see it?
yeah, here we
You see,
go.
you see it
Yep.
at the top?
Well, no, right now it's showing me a Google search,
Okay.
but
What?
if you switch
What?
the
What?
tab,
If I put Boone Docs, look at that. You
there you
saw
go. There,
right,
yeah, I
right
see
there.
it.
Boondock Tyler Perry episode. First thing. Pause. It says pause.
Oh,
That's the
look.
name of the
See?
episode. Is pause.
Oh,
That's
that's crazy.
crazy.
I didn't even know
That's
they were
crazy.
pausing stuff back then.
That's crazy. No, but I think
But
when
look
was
at
this
this. Look,
video
look at
put?
that. You see that? Look at even
That's
the preview.
crazy, bro. Bro, that's mad crazy. That's
I
mad. Hold on.
mean,
Let me put this on full screen for the people, anybody who watched this. That's mad crazy. We just so it's true. Was it? Oh, look, let's see what Wikipedia says. Pause, the Boondocks. So I always wondered where the origin of the term pause came from. We might have just unearthed the origin of pause. You know,
this
this
is
ep-
the this is the earliest reference that I have of the term pause, but I mean, I think the derivative is no homo. It's just a more socially conscious version, even though it's not really very socially conscious.
so let's segue, okay, and talk about what pause means. Okay, just since we're talking about Tyler Perry, and we said, and you said, what we shouldn't be surprised. Is that correct?
No, we shouldn't.
And because he's always had basically this what you want to call it, an overture of you know.
An overture of this right here.
Yeah, it is.
Gotta pause that. Whoa.
Yeah.
Pause. The title refers to a practice used to remove any ambiguity after making a double entendre.
I like that.
I do like that. Now we can use that. I don't even want to get into. I actually never saw this episode because I didn't watch a lot of the third season.
Okay.
I just watched the first season, and the first season's classic. The second season, it just they get a little bit more, whatever. But anyway, well, let's get into what happened, shoot, because I'm just gonna read this straight off the wax of what they got on the internet. Let me pull this up real quick.
Let's see.
Let's see. How do I? Oh, they still. How do I delete? Now I gotta do. Stop that. Add that. Learning in progress.
Hey, we build the plane as we fly.
That's right. So, Tyler Perry, actor being sued, or the actor is suing for $260 million. First off, I just want to say, $260 million. That's wild. That's life changing money. Like, I feel like the price of a lawsuit automatically makes me feel like that, like your claims and allegations may be bogus when you put that kind of number on it. Because the last lawsuit that I can think of recently was your boy got hit with a lawsuit. I don't know what happened with that. Was with the Shannon Sharp with the chick or whatever. And I think hers was what, 500 million or something like that.
It was something crazy. I think it might have been closer to 50 million. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it's come on now.
I mean, I said 50 and 500, bro. In my brain, I'm like, bro, anything over 2 mil is crazy.
Yeah.
Anything over 2 mil is like, bro, like what's the difference really? Once you hit above 10, I mean, I guess there is a big difference after you pay taxes. But anyway,
I'm just wondering where the criminal charges are.
An actor, so the dude Derek Dixon, who appeared on 85 episodes of the BET series, what was it called? Whatever. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive and sexual exploitative dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, only to subject him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation. This lawsuit was filed Friday. Okay. Initial thoughts.
That nigga did that shit. I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
But to be honest with you, it seems like it seems like a bit much. I always wonder where are the criminal charges. It seems like we're just automatically going civil and we're trying to go for everything. So I've heard some people commentate on it and give a few more details just about they kind of went over some of the text messages and what the conversation flow was like. And to me, it just seems a little sketchy. I think that Tyler Perry was probably doing some things that he shouldn't have been doing, but I think this guy was also plotting, planning, playing into it. But these are just my initial thoughts. I don't know for sure. I need to get more information. What do you think?
Get more info, huh?
Yeah.
Honestly, man. All right, this is pure speculation. So I just want to say I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a what does he say? He said, okay, these are alleged text messages I'm finding on.
We're just talking about what it sounds and looks like. We're not saying what it is.
So I never read this one. I know I need to smell the roses more. I'm assuming this is Derek. You are the rose.
Not the rose.
But you are so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or opened. Wow. That's sweet. Am I working on it? #therapy. I'm really scared that I'm going to waste my life worrying. Been there, stopped somewhere in my late 30s, early 40s. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to keep digging through text messages or whatever because like outside of like, hey man, why don't you come over here, bend it over and bust it open for me? If it ain't like that, bro, I'm like, I don't really know how you can take it to court to prove that this person was making these types of advances in the workplace, right? So I think a lot of times what happens is that there's two kind of things that can play out on some real shit. Because you have the speculation that Tyler Perry, because of how he presents and what the rumors are of how he is, which but let's just say nothing has been proven. Okay, so not that I know of. And there's probably more. I don't really get into his. I thought he had a chick back in the day that he was about to marry, but the chick was kind of all about the bread, and he bought her a car, like I don't know, like a Toyota Camry, but he was balling, and she felt like he could afford to buy her like a more expensive car. So that's all I know. I don't know nothing about Tyler. Just want to say that for sure. I ain't never seen him go down the red carpet with no dude. He never came out. Has he ever come out? Did he come out?
I mean, I don't think we have that confirmation. I don't even want to get into this. He went on the Oprah Winfrey show back in the day, and there was or seemed to be maybe some sex trauma there or something. But I'm not trying to talk about people's traumas or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. No, I think I'm not sure if it was, and that happens. That does happen to a lot of people, and all that. So, whatever. Okay. So in these situations in the workplace, I've been in situations. No lie, I never forget. There was this one chick. She was like, "Oh, this dude, he, making these advances to me, da 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 da." And then she came to us, and she wants sworn statements from me. She's like, "You remember because you was there when he said this." I'm like, "Well, hey, dog,
Yeah, that's
hey." Hey, be my friend, Kelly, my friend. That's what he said when they asked the Mexican dude at the work. Say, hey man, I need you to come over here, and we gonna boycott. Hey, Ben is the manager, and Kelly's his wife. Eduardo say, "Be my friend, Kelly, my friend." They are my friend. I ain't want no problems. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm with you.
But it was one of those types of things. I remember the dude. His name was Kenneth, and he was like, he would say crazy stuff. Like he'd be like, I love you. In public or whatever. But I'm the kind of person that's like, if I don't know, that's just weird. Number one. So it does need to be overt. And then secondly, if you work, in whether it's corporate or private or public sector, even if you actually, unless it's some straight up, like you don't just like rip the girls or man, even if you actually put your hands on somebody, what they'll do is they'll say, depending on how egregious it is, they'll say, okay, you give them like an opportunity to correct it. So for it to be punitive, it has to be repetitive, basically. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be history of, hey, it was addressed, and then this person kept doing it. So you're not gonna get hit with no kind of nothing if it's just like a one-off type thing, because we grown folks, and sometimes you know what I'm saying, a dude hit on a chick, she feeling it, and they married. Next thing you know, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, was it sexual? Like, I don't know. That's one thing. So you can either be lying about it to try. She was lying though, because she wanted to get him in trouble, because she was her performance started to dwindle. So you have that. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I want to put that over there in one case. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You don't want to talk about it. And I've talked about it on my show, Chilling in the Cut. Actually, one of my episodes. I stay on Tyler Perry. I go back and forth on Tyler Perry. You call Tyler Perry my boy. He is my boy. He is my boy because I don't understand how somebody as prominent as him continues to put out the content in which that he puts out, which I think is subpar. And I've gone back and forth between like, okay, I don't really want to knock my man because he's done things that a lot of us dream that we could do. Like, I think, have you ever had an idea for some content? You're like, bro, this would be dope, but you haven't done it. You haven't reached his level. So whatever you want to say to put him down, he's there. He done it. So it's like, damn, how can I really get on this man when he like, all right, well, bro, if you feel that way, why don't you do better than me? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of energy. And just recently he had that on the BET. There was a award thing. I'm gonna find it. And he was like, he said that inspirational quote. And I'm like, bro, I mean, on one hand, I'm like, I really can't hold him because that's some real shit.
What was the quote? Because I did hear they covered this on a podcast, and all the podcasters, I can't remember exactly what he said, but they were saying that it sounded like Tyler Perry was lying, like he just pulled that shit out of his ass or something.
Don't matter if he lied or not. The shit was true. The shit was true.
I'm trying to remember. Somebody, it's something about maybe his grandma or somebody told him something.
All right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pull that quote up. So here's the other problem with Tyler Perry. Am I still sharing my screen?
Not right now. It's just you and I.
All right. So the other thing I don't know if I actually put it on wax, but I was going to make a podcast and I went back and I was watching this show called All the Queen's Men. Have you ever heard of that show?
No, I haven't.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, okay, bro. This show is about a woman. She was the winner of, I think, season 1 or season 2 of America's Next Top Model with what's that girl name? Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
Light skin, bad chick, bad one, beautiful eyes. I mean, just everything. Okay. She is a kind of a gangster female. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a clip so you can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. But here's the clip. Is it Sharon?
Not yet, no.
Okay. All right. Because I can't really hold my man, bro. I can't like, bro. Listen, everybody want to knock him, but it's like, is that what your boy Hov say? Niggas saying they made Hov. Okay, so make another Hov. You feel me? Like, nigga, you got problems with me? Well, then do better than me, type shit. And I'm like, bro, I can't really get mad at him for that, you know?
And I will agree to that point when people chastise Tyler Perry because nobody's doing what he's doing. But to be honest with you, maybe that's because nobody should be. But no, I'm not gonna do it.
Don't let your worry be greater than your faith.
They're not letting me.
Don't let
they're not letting
your
the audio
worry
play on it. So
be greater than your faith.
Well,
don't let your worry.
All he's saying is don't let your worry be greater than your faith.
Don't let.
So that's a small clip of the bigger part. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But All the Queen's Men, just so since we're here, the Queen's Men was a show. That's the girl right there. So like that's the show. That's the trailer type shit.
I've definitely seen her before.
See, you see this shit right here? This the shit I be talking about. Now this is part 2. This is part 2. Before I press play on this, let me get back on the main screen so y'all can see my face before I say this, bro. Because so this is what I've been saying about Tyler Perry that it might be 2 decades now. If Tyler Perry makes a show off top, you already know what it's gonna be about and what's gonna be in it. Like, so when you think of a producer, writer, or whatever the case may be, and you don't watch a lot of movies, I don't think, but I do, right? When you think of Martin Scorsese, James Cameron, Lucasfilms, when you think of whatever, I'm having Ryan Coogler, right? Which is he just did, Sinners. When you think of Tyler Perry, this is what a Tyler Perry script always consists of. Typically, if it's a drama, it's gonna be niggas ain't shit, right? That's got to be the name. That's the main thing. Like whatever we talking about, it's got to be niggas ain't shit. I'm talking about men,
dark skin niggas, dark skin niggas ain't shit.
It got to be that, right? It's got to be some woman struggling because niggas ain't shit. That a man did something, and on top of that, and it's not going to be implied. It's going to be explicitly said. It's going to be a nigga gonna beat some, a woman's behind, cheated on her, took her money. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, which was a great movie, by the way. My man Harris from he in BMF. I like that guy. He, because he got that serious face. He just like he just got that villain face. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he, I'm talking about. But at the while, you're like, all right, bro. Is there anything else? Tyler? Is there anything else, brother?
There is one part. There's one more part.
Well, what's the next? What's the other one?
Insert light-skinned savior.
Light-skinned savior?
Yes, because it's always a bad black dude, woman in turmoil, and then she gets saved by the light-skinned man.
Not true. So Derek Luke played in one of my favorite Tyler Perry movies, which and there are very few. Most of my favorite Tyler Perry. You remember Derek Luke?
That's one. Almost in every other scenario, it's the light-skinned dude is the savior.
Shamar Moore was a savior in that one joke. I don't remember what movie that was.
I'm
Shamar Moore, the braided up Shamar Moore. By the way, we need more braided up Shamar Moore. You know, I mean, he old now, maybe he can't do the braids, but that's my favorite Shamar Moore, right? Like my wife loves him, by the way. She's whatever that Criminal Minds shit. I can't watch it because I'm like, bro, every time I'm like, man, it start off really heavy. I'm like, man, I don't want to watch this. Somebody just get killed for no reason. It's crazy. Yeah. So more recently, the other added theme to it is that what do you want to call that? Pause lifestyle. And it's not just implied, it's overtly just, so in that one I did Beauty and Black. Did you watch Beauty and Black?
No.
So Beauty and Black, I watched all of that, and there are scenes in it there's scenes that I've never seen before, bro.
So it's getting worse,
bro. There's a scene where there's a guy, I assume it's a dude. He is doggy style getting from another dude, okay? And the dude is a big dude, and I'm like, bang, and then the dude, it's a little dude, and he come back, he's like, man, what's he got a robe on, he's like, man, I'm in here tearing up ass, something like that, and it's always like that, okay? So and it's been that way for like a lot, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be open-minded because we've talked about, like I don't care, I don't care about all that. I just don't understand why Tyler Perry consistently promotes it. Almost as it's like most people have some type of tie. There's a tie to their content or to the work that they make, right? You say, the reason that I make this piece of art or the reason that I'm creating this is because this speaks to me in some type of way. So going back to why we talked about, why do people think that Tyler's this? I said, well, shoot, if you look at his content, it's like, what does it say about Tyler?
It definitely doesn't say this.
I said I like women.
It doesn't say that.
All the men. I came. It was on. I don't remember what it was on, and I was like, let me give it a shot because it keeps popping up. It's like, you want to watch this? And I watched it. I was like, bro, Tyler, again, bro. And I'm gonna just show you the. Oh, hold on, I gotta share the screen. I'm gonna show you the preview of it.
Show me the preview. And my thing is this: it started off with a man wearing dresses. Now, Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House. You've seen that before, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then you have, what was it, Mrs. Doubtfire or something, with the one with Robin Williams.
Right.
Or you even have White Chicks. Okay. What I'm saying is all these people, they dressed up as a woman one time. And I think these movies are from a similar time period. Maybe that just was the humor. You know what I'm saying? Why how many times has Tyler Perry put on a dress? Wasn't he at a basketball game in the Medea outfit? At a certain point, I just start to wonder, does this man like wearing titties and dresses? Because you don't see Martin Lawrence just running around like that.
Bro, that's his gimmick, bro. So it's like, I get that. And that's how I took it at first. I took it at like, yo, that's just his thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I wasn't really tripping on it at first, and I'm still not, to be honest. Tu Wong Fu for Everything is one of the one. I was a kid when this movie came out, and did you ever watch this one?
No, I didn't.
So you got Wesley Snipes, bro, and my man John Leguizamo and Patrick Swayze. So these are three alpha males, and I think the crazy thing before I get in, I keep bouncing around. Let's look at all the Queens men. Is that on can you see it?
Right now I see Tu Wong Fu.
Okay. Share this tab instead. Can you see it now?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
All right, fellas. It's game time.
I don't hear anything, but this is a Tyler Perry show. That's the female that won America's Next Top Model. She's actually a bad. She owns the strip club. It's a male strip club. Okay? Male strip club.
Business is cutthroat.
And they be doing the most, bro. When I say the most, you name it, they doing it. You hear me?
You are mine.
There's a scene in there where one of the there's a lady who
if I have to come back here,
comes to the club.
I swear I'm gonna kill everything.
She's a rich black lady. And
you don't want to start this war.
She likes one of the strippers, male strippers. And
Nothing personal.
she's like, okay, well, I want you to do a party or whatever. Come to my house and do the party.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's like, okay, I'm agreed to do the party.
Mhm.
Comes to the party. And when they do these house parties, they do extra stuff. You know what I mean? They basically doing prostitution.
Yes.
A male, yeah, but
Mhm.
So during this particular situation, her husband comes in the room, and he's like, "Oh, my husband want to watch, right?" And then
It's really a free call.
he's like, okay. And then my man take his pants off. This is a white guy. And then he's like, hey, I ain't into that. And he's like, well, we'll pay you 10 grand. And he's like, oh, I ain't doing all that. And then so he's like, so he goes back to the club, finds a younger dude. He's like, you want to make some money? Because this guy, he's one of the top male strippers.
Mhm.
So in the show, the co-stars are the top 3 or 4 strippers in the show. So he's one of the top strippers. So like this is like a lower level character. So he brings him over there. And he's like, yeah, you want to make some money? So he comes over. He brings him over. In the same setting, right? Woman, husband, main character, side character.
Okay.
White dude takes his pants off, and the guy, the new character, new stripper, is kind of acting nervous, and then he just go at it. He go down on my man's. Tyler Perry, right? I mean, I'm just giving you an example. So then they say, okay, they pay him, and he's like, man, I'm gonna get all. They give him a car, all this, and it's like, yeah, come back over. Second time he come back over, they bring him into the dungeon. Strap him down. I'm not gonna tell you the rest. Tyler Perry, bro. I'm not gay no more.
I like women.
Listen, I'm in my head, I'm like, okay, bro, I'm trying to support my mans because of what I said on the first. So I gave, you heard me say, everybody that's mad at Tyler Perry, that man doing what he's doing. The content that he's making is for his target audience. Okay. What does that say about him? And I'm more open, right? Pause.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, everybody can do what they want to do, but I'm like, now we think we get these allegations. So what do we believe? So to answer the question, in my personal opinion, I to be honest with you, who knows, right? I think that when you have power, everybody like to flex their little weight around, dog. If you gonna tell me you ain't never flex your weight around, good for you. Because God would have to deliver me if I was in his position.
Mm-hmm.
And it's some bad little chick or something. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I would do nothing crazy. What was the guy who got hit with the Me Too? There was the white guy, the movie producer. He was the one who,
oh my goodness.
The fat white guy.
William? No. I don't even want to try to pronounce his last name or something because I have an idea in my head. I don't want to be wrong though.
I can't think of the dude's name.
Here, just Google it real quick.
I put me too, but I don't know the guy. I said main guy. It says 12. Harvey Weinstein.
There you go.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. So Harvey Weinstein was like the main, and there are people like women that have talked about it. There was a lady. She sings a beautiful song. It's on the soundtrack to The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio. And she's like, oh yeah, yeah, I've had to do things to get on. Then that's the way that's the way it go. You know what I'm saying? So in the industry, that stuff probably kind of happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So did he flex on him? Probably. But at the same time, he probably, I don't really say he allowed it because I don't want to say that, but the evidence that he's presenting is weak. I'm gonna say that. Because the text messages, I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Nowadays, bro, you can catch a cat slipping easy. You know what I mean? Like,
are you saying it's weak because of what it fails to reveal, or are you saying it's weak because he seems complicit?
No, it's not even complicit. What you're reading is like he's just saying, like you saw what we read, unless there's some other text messages, which I'm pretty sure there are.
Some road. Hold on, okay, I gotta make sure because I heard this on the podcast, and I'll always say, when I'm open to being wrong, because so I haven't read this. I'm open to being wrong about this, but I believe that there was some messaging or there's rumored to be some messaging where Tyler Perry was saying something about letting somebody to hold you and make love to you or something like that.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah. So I'm reading this one. It says here, it's our last one because I'm going to do this all day. But he said, I don't really know, bro. It says, this one says, how do they make money then? Subscriptions? They make money from the advertising, lots of money. I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. Testosterone. Oh yeah, from the doctor, but it's making you feel better. I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel so sorry for the first person that flirts with me. LOL. So
That's
he's
nasty.
so he yeah, that is. I mean, he's making a but is that egregious to the point it's like, oh, this person is making advances to me at the workplace and leveraging that in my career. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, you cannot say that to your subordinate.
I
Like,
mean,
that's crazy. I really don't think you can
when
say
you say subordinate, if you hire somebody for a job as filming, they're a contractor, bro. You pay them, whatever. I could probably say, as long as I'm not disrespecting you. Like, you tell me I can't make a pass as somebody I paid.
I don't think it's a good idea. I'll tell
I
you
did.
that.
I say it's a good idea, but I'm saying, like, if I make a pass at you and then you're like, oh, well, see, he made a pass at me, so that's proof that he's trying to. If I would have accepted his advances, that my career would have. I feel like that's a leap.
I just know that when you're in a position of power, it can be very easy for someone to say that you are misusing your power. I don't know exactly if he would get some sort of SEX charge, but maybe something to do with just like misuse of power,
Yeah.
pro quo, something of that nature.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I'm saying, there's no proof of him misusing power. Like, if he, like, all you got to do is be like, oh, well, he promised me this, and then like he said, oh, I'm gonna put you on this, and then that didn't happen. Like, you got to have something outside of he made it pass. So that part is true. He made it pass at it, but it's like, okay, then what did he do? Now you're basically saying we assume that he did something against you. What I'm saying is no proof of that.
Okay. No. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's that. So anyway, secondly, all right. So the second part is I wanted to talk about was this Collin Murphy guy from the University of South Carolina, got drafted to the NBA. First off, shout out to the South Carolina Gamecocks out of Columbia, South Carolina. You know, it's not very often that you hear much about South Carolina, let alone that college, because a lot of people, it's USC. When people think of USC, they think of University of Southern California. And it's funny, actually, I'm from South Carolina, so when people used to say USC, I was confused because I always think about South Carolina. I never really associated with actually Southern California. So, you know, it's all good. But let's see here. Let me see if I can find this clip, because I think so. This is for those people that, in case you missed it, this is the commish reading off your boy. How do I do this again?
I'm gonna let you start off with this topic, so you can go ahead and tell me what you think first.
Well, yeah, because I didn't really get into like what. So let's see.
The Toronto Raptors select.
All right, can you see that?
Collin Murray Boyles from the
So
University
my man
of
right
South
here,
Carolina.
all fresh with the drip, you know what I mean, with the chain. So Chloe Kitts is his girlfriend. She
Collin
also
Murray
plays
Boyles
basketball at the University of South
sharing
Carolina.
this moment with his mom.
He hugs his
Yvonne.
mom. Bam! Shout out
His
to them
dad,
Gamecocks,
Sean.
dog. Walks past her.
His
He
brother
passes. See how he
James, who
passed her?
was a
Hugs
standout.
grandma.
He
feel
even
me?
gave her like a little look.
Now.
And yeah, he
of course,
did
the
give her a
hug
look.
now
And then
with
he hugged her.
Kitts,
You
his
feel me?
girlfriend,
And she
South
said, "I love you."
Carolina
Like
star
now,
forward in her own
see what I'm
right.
saying? And then they show the
one
picture,
thing
like, "Oh, that's
I
Chloe
love
Kitts. That's his
this husband.
girlfriend."
I
Whatever.
love
You
this
feel me?
about this family.
Yeah.
All right,
Mom's an
so
attorney, right? And
everybody
she's
in the
persuasive.
comments.
Dad is a contractor. So
Everybody in the
pandemic,
comments, you
got
got to go to the comments,
Sean
man. The
built
comments
Collin
always
a
wild.
gym
That's why
to
I be on
practice
X
it.
or Twitter.
They
whatever
needed
they
to make
call it.
one, and so they did. And
This
the
person
analytics
says, pay
models,
attention to
they
the
love this.
hug order. Pay attention to the hug
NBA
order.
You gotta get this pause.
The Toronto
Do
Raptors
I?
Can't hear
select
you.
Collin Murray
can't hear me?
Boyles
You gotta
from the
pause the
University
video.
of South
It's
Carolina.
overpowering you. There you
Oh,
go.
my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so we in the comments right here say, pay attention to the hug order. Very important. I want to keep that in mind. Mom, grandmother, spouse is all good. They loved and known him longer than a woman. So these comments, I think, is a lot of stuff coming out from like support.
Yeah.
because I think she caught some. First off, it was a lot of inappropriate stuff because she's she's not a bad looking young lady. Plus, she's what was her name?
Did you say Chloe or
Chloe
or
Kitts or something.
yeah. Yeah, they was
Chloe.
thirsty in the comments. I
They
ain't
were.
gonna lie. Some
They
of
were.
them was thirsty.
They were like I can't. Let me see, man. What's the says top? I'm not really seeing what I saw before. I wish I would have saved draft night, NBA draft. See what they say. A South Carolina basketball love story. Draft night. Dylan Harper's mom, Chloe Kitts. Collin Murray. Are you still? Am I showing this?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Girlfriend is about to go viral during the NBA draft. I'm trying to see which one had the most comments. Let's see what the comments here. Barstool. Barstool is always known for having crazy people say stuff.
Wonder what Shade Room was talking about. They're probably going crazy.
The Jason, I don't get it. Not that attractive. Sorry. Go Gamecocks. There we go. One dude, she low key mid. Ugh, dog. What am I missing? Looks like a little actress, Haley Bennett. Chloe Tits. Just another dumb WG. Relationship dead. A lot of people are saying that. Oh, when he get to the league, he gonna dump her.
Dang.
Yeah.
Ah, nah.
Now, so you got the white chicks gif.
Yeah.
So from what I remember, since I can't find it, anytime that there is a black person, male rather, black men with a white woman, they want to automatically paint the brother as a sellout, or or she's trying to appropriate black culture, or all white women always trying to take our men. If a black woman finds a white man, get yours, queen. That's right.
Of course.
I heard it's fat, that wallet. You know what I'm saying? It may not be long, but it's fat, the wallet. You know what I mean? Like they support when it's a black girl who finds her a white man, right? But they steady want to attack the black man if he is dating outside of his race. And I'm bringing this up to highlight this in our culture, and that's what I want to talk about. What are your thoughts about this? Have you seen this in culture? Why is it that way? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But here's what I'll say: there are double standards in everything across the board. Sometimes it benefits us, sometimes it doesn't. And I think that this is just one of those instances where the double standard does not benefit us. So I think one of women's superpowers is their social ability. They are far more social. They are more social creatures than we are, and they tend to dominate that field. So it only makes sense that they would win in the optics of a situation like this. I just think that that's kind of the way it goes. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's perfect, but just like I said before, sometimes it leans on our end, sometimes it leans on their end. But yeah, it's not right. It's not necessarily fair, but that's just the world we live in. Another thing that I'll say is I think that we should probably I'll say this as men, I think that we are the leaders of culture. So situations like this, I always say we need to vote with our actions and decision making. So again, I said women, they have this social superpower. We're not going to beat them like going back and forth about things. Let them have their moment. Let them say whatever they say. Let them complain. And let's vote or let's vote or take action through actual action. It's no point in going back and forth.
When you say vote, what do you mean vote? Like politically or?
No, I mean, if you don't like what these women are saying, like let's say for instance, like the black women that are saying, "Oh, he's a sellout, he's this, he's that." I think we should stop paying attention to them. I think that we should stop trying to go back and forth with them because that's their field house. And let's show them, not even let's show them, let's vote with our actions. If we don't like that from them, let's deal with other women.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna say this because I ain't got that much battery left. And I'm gonna call this segment Hell to Pay from what I'm about to say. Okay, because I'm going through something right now, and it's something that really bothers the heck out of me when it comes to Black culture and how we demonize Black men and how Black women, there's this prevailing attitude towards Black men, okay, where we're attacked constantly. Okay. Now, at first, again, this goes back to the Tyler Perry thing, because I feel like there's the dichotomy between the two things. There's this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Black men haven't shown up traditionally over the years in the way that we supposed to, as far as not being present in the home and not supporting our families the way that we should, even if it's a broken home, as far as paying child support and showing up like that. Because a lot of us grew up without our parents. I mean, the statistics are wild about that. I don't even know why people debate about that. And there's that right there is a hot take, because you can't even. Obama said that one time, I think, when he was elected. I'll never forget it. On Mother's Day, he made that comment, and he got a big pushback from the Black community because, oh, why are you attacking the brothers? Which I think was not a great time. But I get what he was saying, and that's something that I've carried with me my whole life, because my father wasn't there, right? And a lot of my friends is like that. And when I say a lot, I'm talking like just a ton. So I think that over the generations have caused Black women to present a certain way that, traditionally is like, whatever. However, they also don't do themselves any favors, right? Because when we take this particular double standard, and not just with this, I'm going to add this into with going back to the Me Too movement with the Harvey Weinstein. There were people that were accusing men, not just Black men, but just men, of doing things that were inappropriate. And then there was some women that was straight up lying. Now imagine if you're a Black man or a man that supports Black women, but you're accused of not. Imagine that you're accused of being abusive and you're not. Imagine if they tell you that they're saying that you're a sellout and you're not. That's going to eventually is really going to get to you. And I know they said, well, you shouldn't let that bother you. It does. And I didn't think it did. I didn't think it would until it happened to me. And when it hit home, because if it's a random person, I don't care. But when it's people that's close to you that make that allegation, like, oh, you, like if you get loud, it's like, oh, because I was verbally abused. I'm like, what? You were verbally abused? After what you said to me? Are you kidding me? I'll be like, there's this thing that I've been noticing, especially with Gen Z, where it's like they want the traditional, like, oh, a man's supposed to do this, a man's supposed to do that, right? Oh no, they want to be independent. Oh, I got my own this, I pay for this and this, da 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 da. But then they expect you to pay for stuff. I'm like, you got to pick one or the other. You can't be a traditional woman, but you can't be a traditional woman when it's time for the bill to be paid. But then when we get home, you don't want to clean the dishes. That's crazy. But I'm real with it. I mean, you got to pick one. I don't really care which one it is. If you want to be an independent woman, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's split these bills. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be an independent woman, please believe you get to talking that shit to me, I'm going to talk that shit back. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be rude. I'm like, oh, well, how you going to say that shit to me? How the fuck you going to say that to me? The fuck are you talking about? You better lower your voice. You in here yelling at me, calling me verbally abusive. Motherfucker, you're yelling.
I love it.
I'm so sick of that shit. I'm so sick of the double standard, but I'm not even. And then when it get mad, it's a lot of bitterness. That Rasputia energy, bro. I'm getting tired of that shit. I'm really getting tired of it. So when I see this kind of stuff, like, I'm like, bro, it's a net negative for the culture. It's a net negative. And we losing a lot of good brothers this way, because unfortunately, to bring it all back home, and I know a lot of women ain't gonna agree with me on this. You're doing more damage because you were hurt. That's coming from some dude that probably actually did abuse you or was verbally abusive. So now you're labeling everybody like that, which goes back to motherfucking Tyler Perry. And every time in his movies, I'm like, bro, you are perpetuating making niggas look like shit all the time, and I'm getting tired of that shit.
That's a very full circle moment. It makes me want to ask you, so do you think that a part of Tyler Perry's reasoning for making all these films could be his past trauma? And I did kind of mention on Oprah, he talked about some things, but is that what you're alluding to?
I don't know if it has to do solely with the past trauma, but I think it has more to do with, you gotta butter your bread. Where, however the saying goes, it's like he knows his target demographic. His target demographic is niggas ain't shit. I'm gonna keep making movies about niggas that's not shit, or trying to portray niggas that's not being shit, and also being a nigga.
And in turn, he's continuing to pee in the pool, and taint. Basically, what I'm saying is he's continuing to spew out garbage that makes us look bad just for profit.
Yes, and I don't like that.
Okay,
I don't like that. I don't really like that. I just don't. Which I was going to talk about. You didn't watch the movie. The movie.
Don't make it seem like I was supposed to watch the movie and I didn't watch the movie. I didn't know about that.
I'll end our segment with this. I hate complainers who ain't doing nothing. But when I was in the military, I witnessed this. You were E1 through E4, like a private first class, or specialist, right? So you're not in a leadership role. All they motherfucking do is complain. The minute they put on them stripes, now they in charge. Now you're responsible for actually coming up with solutions. Sitting back complaining all the time ain't gonna cut it. They're gonna be like, all right, you in charge, motherfucker. So now that's your problem. So how we gonna solve it? Then all of a sudden, once you in charge, but you don't want to hear all that complaining. Like, hey man, get the fuck up out of here, man. All you do is complain. So what I say is I've taken that with me and say, I don't want to keep complaining about the content that's out there or all of this stuff like that. I would love, and I actually have, and I hopefully if I can stay focused, because I have so many ideas that I want to do. And I'm going to write a book and all that good stuff and try to put out stuff like that. Not necessarily just to target to make black folks look better or black men or nothing like that. But I don't want to just sit here and complain. And be like, oh, well, see, you don't never do no blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, then go out there and to do something about it. I'm like, you know what? You're right, motherfucker.
You want to, that's what I mean when I say vote with your actions. A lot of people will sit around and talk. When I say vote with your actions, I'm saying get up and do something about it. So a lot of men will complain about how this woman's acting, but why are you engaging with those types of women? Why don't you go engage with, if you're complaining about masculine women, why are you dating masculine women? Why don't you go find a feminine woman? That's what I mean when I say that.
So here's the thing. I was about to end it, but you see, you made a pretty good point. It's not even just about the dating part, because see, you still young, you're not married, and you ain't raised no kids yet. What you're going to start to realize is that you're raising women. You're going to raise a black woman in the society, and then she's going to pick up on a lot of this stuff. And then you're going to notice we can't protect our kids from society. And if they choose to buy into this narrative, what are you going to do? And then they may bring that energy towards you. And as I said before, I have people in my family. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I could not talk to them, but some of these people are like in my inner circle. And you're like, bro, why are you like that? And then I got to deal with the energy. Like, I'm like, no, like, we had the family, like when I was growing up, I remember, or not growing up, but as a young man or whatever, I didn't get married till I was in my mid 30s. So the rumor from my grandma on down, aunties and my female cousins, like, oh, Yeezy a playboy, you feel me? I'm like, this, not other. And I'm like, I am seeing women, yes. You know what I mean? Like, I do my thing, you know what I mean? I don't disrespect nobody. I didn't put my hands on nobody. I'm not abusive, but the narrative that, oh, men are not faithful or, that kind of thing, I'm putting up with that energy to the point where it's like, they saying stuff behind my back, you know what I'm saying? The energy that comes to, like, my grandfather passed. And when it's time to divvy up the assets, there are people who are like, oh, fuck him, all because of this perception and narrative. And I'm like, wait, bro, you mad because when you were in your 20s, my aunts, for example, and you got with some dude who wasn't taking care of his kids, so you're projecting. There's a lot of projecting going on, and so this thing that happens in our society really blocks a lot of women from seeing good men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so that's very detrimental. So anyway,
okay, let's revisit the topic sometime, because I do think that's an interesting conversation, and we can. I'm trying to say something that's not going to get paused, but we can elaborate on that topic.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you. So we settled on that we're inconclusive. It's going to be a hung jury for Tyler Perry. Leave that man Collin Murray alone. I think that hug order that speaks volumes, bro. He's certified, man. Just because he dating outside of his race, that don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? Like, love is love. I feel like, even with the Dr. Umar stuff, like he's heavy on that. But I think that's his. That used to bother me, but it doesn't bother me because he's doing what he feels is needed. And I do think that there is a space where the conversation of thinking about it more deliberately, because sometimes when we date, I know when I was dating, bro, I'm just trying to, trying to get it in. I'm not really thinking like, I'm not thinking about the long term.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to like, oh, well, I'm a black man and she's a black queen. I has to be like that. Like, I'm not thinking that deeply. When you're young, you're not thinking that deeply, unless that's part of your character. And we haven't, unfortunately, I think we don't sometimes think deeply about our actions when it comes down to a lot of things, whether it be money, how we carry ourselves sometimes, and even our dating, whatever. But I wouldn't just blatantly say, oh yeah, I'm not messing with this person because of their race. And if that is okay, if that's the case, I think that's also, that is actually very normal. That's not, most people date within their race. That's not, there's nothing controversial about that. That phrase, was it snow bunnies never, black queens forever, or something like that?
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Right. Like, I just think it's a mantra that, yes, it does have, it's very in your face, but it's like he's just promoting black. Okay. And so I don't want to, a lot of people take it as like racist or whatever. And I'm like, no, because we don't there's not a lot of space for us to be us. So I'm like, he's just promoting black. And so I'm like, I get him. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all. Like, say what you got to say, because it's going to, the net, unlike Tyler Perry, I think Dr. Umar's net impact on the black culture is more positive than Tyler Perry's. And that's another conversation.
Definitely. So that's a good topic, man. We can get into it.
Yeah, man. Write that down. Remind me later on. Maybe we need to compare Tyler Perry, because the crazy thing about it, I've talked about Tyler Perry so much, like not on wax. I've thought about it on wax, and I always think about it because I think about creating content, and I'm like, how does he come up with the ideas for the content that he's going to make when it comes out of a movie or a TV show? And I'm like, I'm better. I think whoever his writers are terrible. But I heard a story that he don't have writers, and most of his content he makes it in like a week. So I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah, that's why that movie Straw was actually very interesting. I was like, you know what? It's one of the better movies. At first I was knocking it because my mindset of him, like, I said, okay, when are we gonna get to them? Because it's gonna be some bullshit. I know it. There's gonna be some bullshit. And at first it was kind of like, and then I was like, he actually did some producing this time. He actually did a nice little script, a little plot to it. Okay, I see you, dog. So anyway,
so the movie was actually good. It wasn't.
I think that the movie, my personal opinion on the movie is it was good. I think it was good. Yeah, I'm gonna put it I give it a B-.
Okay.
Chilling in the cut. All right, man. JP, I appreciate you joining us, man. We got to do this again, bro.
All right. Yeah, for sure, man. Send it over my way.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
How do I end this? I'm on the other screen. Okay, bam.
Yeah. Hey, but for real, so you can cut this out.
Hold on.